Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, get a stretch. Okay, so the sun is going down, and so the looks pretty not that great. All right, it's fine. It's whatever. Welcome to untilit.works. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if I can turn off the lights. Let's see. I'm gonna mute this real quick. I actually kind of made it worse, but hey, it's fine because I'm trying to save on power anyway, so I just turned off the lights. All right. Welcome to untilit.works, a thing I made mostly for myself to be able to work on projects, because I'm the type of person, if I don't make time, I'll never find time. And by doing untilit.works gives me the opportunity to work on projects. Stuff like, okay, so I'm 3D printing something, right? I created a model. I was talking about it in the first cipher of the day, and so I was able to print it. And so it's supposed to go together like this, right? And if you could probably tell, it's supposed to be like an acorn, right? But the thing is, the thing with 3D printing, it's like you're dealing with plastic, but like hard plastic, depending on the filament. And it should technically fit in there, but the way it curves makes it just a little too much to where it can't fit. And I can see some like other little imperfections and things. So what I have to do is now that I actually have a physical thing, I can like kind of measure it and make it wider by a certain amount, and then hopefully it'll fit in there. And yeah, so that's a thing. So working on that. But yes, I think once I get that in there, I might make it a little bit. It's supposed to be like for a keychain, and I don't know if that's a good size. I don't know if I can make. Whoops. I don't know if I can make it any smaller, because there's supposed to be something that goes into here, which is a certain size. And I don't think, yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with it more. So stuff like that. I want to be able to work on things. And then also, I was also working on, so I have this cabinet here, like this shelving unit that I got over here. And I was thinking, because it's going to be an enclosure for my 3D printers, which you could probably see one of them right back here, right? So I'm gonna put those into the shelf there, so that way they can be enclosed. And the humidity, because I live in Florida, is mad humid, and that's not great for the filament, right, that I use. So I want to kind of put in there. I have like some insulation foam, which you probably can't see, but like right there in some boxes. So I was gonna cut that for the walls and the roofs and the floors and everything of the enclosure. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool because I'm getting another enclosure. Well, another 3D printer I got, it comes enclosed. It has like its own enclosure. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I don't need to put it in there. So I'm gonna put it like right here. But I want to put it like in a cabinet so that I can move around. And so I bought some wheels. And I was like, oh, cool. I could probably put wheels on this big one also, so I can move it around and like lock it into place when it needs to be. And so I saw these. And what's cool about these, so it has like the wheel, right? And so the wheel rolls and everything, right? But it also has like this rubber pad here. And then this crank will allow you, I think you gotta go this way. So what happens is, so you can roll it around, right? And then if you want it to be stationary, you just click this thing here and it will lower the rubber pad and lift the wheel. So all the weight is on that rubber pad. And so it kind of like stabilizes it. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you have like a lock on the wheel, it's still round. And so it can still like roll. Whereas with this, it lifts off the wheel. So all the weight's on here. So it's a little bit more sturdy. And so, yeah. And then, so it comes with this thing that you put in there. So there's different kinds. So there's the one with this hole, right? But then you also have some have like this plate, right? So you could able to like screw into it, and it gives you this base to be able to do stuff. But mine doesn't have like it's not big enough for the holes there, and so that's why I got this. And this comes with this, and you screw this in there, and you put that in there, and then you kind of like put it with the nut on there, right? And so it locks it in there. Cool. But the problem is now that at certain angles, even with this thing all the way up, right, it bends forward a little bit. And so even with it all the way up, it still rubs against the floor, and it doesn't allow it to really move the way I'd like it to. So yeah, I got to figure that out. I think I'm just going to get like a plate to kind of go across, and then hopefully that'll make it a little bit sturdier or something. So I don't know. So yeah, stuff like that I'm working on. But yeah, so hopefully whatever you're working on is coming through fine and dandy. But that's why I created untilit.works, so I can work on things like that. All right. Now, like I mentioned, untilit.works consists of ciphers, and a cipher is a 3-hour block of time. Within each cipher, there are sessions. There's a work session and a break session. Work sessions are like 45 minutes, heads down, working on your working on, trying to make some progress, trying to get stuff to fit together, whatever it may be. Break sessions are these, where I'll pop up like 15 minutes after the hour to remind you to take a break, get up, walk around, drink some water, or sit here and watch me talk about something I found interesting on the internet. The whole point is to not let your mind think about a thing that you're just working on. So that is untilit.works. If you ever come to the site and we're in the middle of a break session, the video may look like it's frozen. And that's because browsers don't allow for autoplay video with audio. And that's why I have the notice there. He's saying you may need to click play to start the stream. Then I'm using the speech recognition API that's built into Chrome browsers to turn my speech into text. So if you click that open close caption button, a space will open up, and the words I am saying will be placed in there, hopefully accurately, again, based on the in-browser speech recognition API that I'm using for Chrome. So there's that if you want to check it out. Then there's 2 buttons. Don't worry about them. They're broken. And if you like to join the room to chat or ask questions, click the words where it says join the room. So, all right, this is so kind of close too. It's like mad close. I can kind of see like it was starting to kind of cut through here because of the curvature again. And so, but yeah, it's good to see it like in real life, because on the screen, sometimes you can't see those things. But yeah. So let me show you what the work session looks like. So, but yeah, I think I'm pretty close to that. So I think like 1 or 2 more iterations, I think it should be. Oh, I also printed like a little coin. So like this is to kind of the size of the battery that's going to go in there, because it's a thing that's hopefully going to light up. And I got to figure out, why did it print it solid through this part here? I wanted it to be kind of not solid. So we'll see. I got to figure that out. But that's what the work sessions are for, which look like this. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, if you check out subscribe, it has a list of all the upcoming ciphers you can subscribe to get notified when we go live. Over on the left-hand side, we have audio players. So if you want to listen to some tunes or songs or beats while you're working on what you're working on, you can. Over here towards the middle, we have the to-do section where it says add a task. You type in your task or hit enter or the plus button. It'll add it to the list. You can edit the task by clicking the text. You can delete it by clicking the X button. If you want to mark it complete, click the checkbox. That'll send it to this section, done. You click done, and it'll show you all the things that you got completed. And if you click this Twitter icon, it'll open up Twitter, and it'll pre-populate a tweet listing out all the things you got done with like little check marks next to them. For me, it's like a cool visual way of saying like, oh, okay, I got some stuff done, feel good going into a week, even if I don't get anything else done with it, right? So view tutorials. So if you don't have a thing that you want to work on, but you still want to feel like productive, right? And maybe you want to learn something. And you heard web development sounds pretty cool. So I have links to Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. And from what I've seen from the curriculum and what people have told me that have gone through them, I think you'll have a good understanding of what it takes to do web development if you complete them. And then from there, you can make an educated decision on whether or not you want to spend more time and or money in pursuing web development. So I have those there. Then Hako will come back to. Oh, wait, no. I actually have some other tutorials. So if you're already into web development and you're looking for some like quick projects, some tutorials that you can like just follow through, have the application at the end, and then maybe get your creative juices going, and you can take that application further or maybe do something else. I have 3 links to 3 tutorials that go to the Vonage developer platform. And I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage. So part of my responsibilities are to look over tutorials. And so one of them is you follow the tutorial, you have this application where there's an input box, you put your home phone number in there, you hit the call button, and your real world phone will ring and you'll be able to have a conversation back and forth between the phone and the browser. Then there's one that's the opposite where you get a virtual number. Follow the tutorial, you have this application where you link to that virtual number, and then from your real world phone, you can call that virtual number and answer in the browser and have a conversation back and forth. And there's one where like 2 users like log in to an application and one can call the other through the browser and have a conversation. So I think some pretty cool stuff. Hako will come back to. Show and tell sign up. If you want to come up here and talk about something you found interesting on the internet, feel free to do so. Show and tell sign up will walk you through that process. Now, Hako. Hako stands for Help a Coder / Creator Out. It's a thing I made that if you ever get stuck working on what you're working on, or maybe you want some feedback, you can create a Hako, which is like a room. You can then invite people to join. And the hope is that together as a collective, you'll be able to come up with the help or the feedback on the thing that you're working on. So if you click view, it'll show you all the different Hakos that have been created. You can click the username to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on where they logged in with, to check out the profile to see whether or not you like to request to join. Then on the left-hand side, I have a filter by keyword list. So if there's maybe a specific topic you're looking for, maybe it's in the keyword list and you can filter by that. All right. And now when you click create a Hako, you're presented with this form. We put in the title and 3 keywords. You hit create, it will generate a unique URL that you can then copy or click to share to Twitter. Now, when you join your Hako, it looks like this. We got the title at the top. We got, you can leave with the leave button if you so choose. And if you want to open a menu, it'll show you some more options. We have a text chat here where I'll come back to on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, there's another countdown timer counting when like the next break session happens. And that's like 15 minutes after the hour. You can copy the URL again, and you can click to share to Twitter again. Now, when someone clicks your link, they just don't automatically join your room. They're going to request to join your room. So you'll be able to see who's requesting under pending. Now, you can click their username to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on what they logged in with, to check out their profile to see whether or not you'd like to have that person join your room. Now, if you do approve them and they tell me a terrible person, you can always ban them. Now, you as the owner of the Hako, only you can share your screen because, again, the point of the Hako is for you to get help or feedback on a thing that you're working on. And so by being able to show others what you're seeing, I think you can provide the context for them to be able to get you the help or feedback on the thing that you're working on. So that's there for you. The way you communicate through the Hako, like I mentioned, is the text chat here on the right. You put your message here towards the bottom, hit send, it'll add to the list of messages. I also have the ability to enable audio chat. So anybody has their audio chat enabled, will be able to speak to and hear each other. But don't worry for the folks who don't have audio chat enabled, they'll still be able to follow along because what people are saying, we turn into text and put into the text chat. Now, I have the opposite available where we enable text to speech. So if you're not looking at the text chat, you'll still be able to follow along because messages put into the text chat will be read out aloud by your browser. All right, and that's pretty much everything. Again, you can check out all the different Hakos that have been created. And yeah, that's going to be it for that. Cool. Now, I'm going to get y'all back to work because as you can see, there's a lot of stuff I want to get back to. This actually printed pretty quickly, like 30 minutes maybe. And so not too bad. And I think if I can get it to where it's hollowed out, I think I might know why, because when I imported it, it had this, like it had 2 things inside of this. And one of them was supposed to be like the hollowing out of it, which I thought I combined, but maybe I didn't. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know. So I'm going to try and hollow that out because first I'm going to see if the thing that I want fits in here and then see about hollowing out and fine tuning it and making some stuff bigger. So we'll see. All right. Neither here nor there. I'm going to get y'all back to work. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, a.k.a. A Butter. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. See you 15 minutes after the hour. Till then, I wish you much productivity and y'all be easy. Peace. Anthony Cruz, a.k.a. A Butter. Thank you. All right, y'all.
I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, and everybody says, yeah, we spread love like, yeah. I wanna say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I wanna say